My name is Soozie Eastman. I'm the president of 502 Film and I'm the chair of the Louisville Film Commission. I was born and raised here in Louisville, Kentucky. I left at the age of 18 to move to New York City and then worked in the film industry for about 15 years in Los Angeles. And I came back to Kentucky because of the film tax incentive to direct my first feature film. Our current program incentivizes feature films of the documentary and narrative variety, as well as short films over 30 minutes. While development itself is not incentivized, pre-production, production, and post-production are incentivized. The tax incentive in the state of Kentucky stands apart for a few key reasons. One, we are a refundable tax incentive. Whatever is above and beyond your tax liability in the state of Kentucky comes back to you in the form of a check. Number two is that we incentivize above and below the line hires. Above and below the line hires at 30 to 35%, depending on if they are local, in-state hires or out-of-state hires. Number three, we have incredibly low thresholds for these production expenditures. If you're an in-state company, you have to spend $125,000 on a narrative feature, and if you're an out-of-state company, our minimum spend is $250,000. All of those are incredibly enticing for productions that are considering Kentucky for their next project. So what I generally tell productions when they reach out to me is you need a solid month in order to work through the incentive program. You will start off by connecting with the Cabinet for Economic Development, with the program managers there, and having an initial interview. That interview will consist of finding out how much of your raise you have. You are only able to apply for the incentive once you have 50% of your finances raised for your production. That can be in escrow, it can be in promissory notes, but you need to have at least 50% raised. The application is then due 2 weeks prior to the last Thursday of the month. The last Thursday of the month is when the Cabinet for Economic Development meets and determines which programs are incentivized. From the minute that they have that vote on that last Thursday of the month, that is when you can start spending and be incentivized within the state of Kentucky. I have been told multiple times by various productions that this is an incredibly easy program to navigate. We have incredibly personable people at the state level ready to answer questions. I serve, on the ready to answer questions for various productions that reach out to me. And oftentimes I find myself as a first point of contact that then introduces productions to the incentive office. And to be able to have a conversation, then receive an application, and generally by the end of the month have your film incentivized is a really great turnaround for productions that are ready to go. A lot of parent companies create an LLC unique to each production, and the reason I always suggest that is because if you complete your production at the end of June, you would have to wait until the end of the fiscal year in order to complete your taxes and then receive your tax incentive. So when a parent company creates a unique LLC, and let's say you complete your final spend in June, you can then dissolve that LLC and then proceed to have your taxes done for that dissolution of that LLC, and that will expedite you receiving your tax incentive funds faster. Majority of productions receive their check far under 6 months. It really becomes on the production to be able to turn over their paperwork, because everybody at the state level works so efficiently to make sure that we get those funds back to the productions and the parent companies, that the turnaround is actually far faster than what people expect. we have quite a scope of different productions that are finding their home in the state of Kentucky, and specifically here in the city of Louisville. They see how much we have to offer in terms of our crew and our vendors, accommodations, studio space. And what we have here is very special, and it's continuing to grow. And thanks to our incentive program, we are able to attract a vast number of productions from across the country that we can help facilitate to make their dream a reality.